Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here in the Fuzzy Biker Garage. How's that for a change of pace, huh? Look at this little hot rod behind us today. Royal Enfield Meteor 350. Not sure what color that is, but it sure is a good looking motorcycle. 349cc, single cylinder, air cooled, oil cooled, single overhead cam, 2 valve per cylinder, 5-speed transmission, makes about 20 horsepower, 20 foot-pounds of torque in stock form. It's about 27 newton meters. This one has a couple add-ons to it. This extra pipe, these nifty bags, which I've got unlatched right now. This nifty windscreen on the front. Quite a good looking hot rod. 17-inch tire on the back, 19 on the front, 300mm disc. Check that hot rod out, huh? Dual piston bi-brake caliper. On the back, it's a 270mm disc. Let's see if we can look at that. With a single piston bi-brake. Check that out. ABS front and rear. And tubeless tires, of course. 41mm forks. They've got about 5.1 inches of travel. I think that's about 130mm. Dual shocks on the rear. About 3.5 inches of travel, or about 89mm. Seat height on this hot rod is about 30 inches. So about 755mm maybe. I think they also added this on the back, and I like that. I should have that on my bike too. Very good looking motorcycle. Anyway, let's go take that hot rod for a ride. Wahoo! Nifty little motorcycle, handles very well. I think it's the most well-mannered of the three 350cc Royal Enfields. There's the Meteor, the Hunter, or as I call it, the Hunterceptor, and the Classic. I own the Classic. They're all great bikes. I think this is the most grown up of the three, if that makes any sense. Most well-mannered, most stable, very good motorcycle. Lots of people on Main Street today. I wonder what's going on. Let's go this way. 63 degrees. It's a heat wave. Oh my gosh. The motor and transmission work very well together. It's an excellent combination. 5-speed transmission. Has a heel shifter on it, which is very nice. The seating position is excellent. It's got a nice wide seat. My back is about straight up and down. My knees and hips are about level, and my heels are about below my knees. So very good. The bars reach up to me about as much as I reach to them. Very comfortable position. And what I really like about this is I can see the dash, I can see the gauge very well from here. I think that's part of the more mature design of this particular motorcycle. On the Classic, you want it to just kind of disappear. You want to go out and have fun. That's how I ride it anyway. On this one, it's, you know, you want to cruise down the highway and do things like that. That's always visible. It's always right there. So speaking of the gauge, it's got a really nifty analog speedometer on the outside. And on the inside, there's about 1.5 inches across the LCD. And that's got a fuel gauge, an always visible clock, always visible gear indicator, a trip A, a trip B, and the odometer. And you control those with this button over here, the trip A, trip B, and the odometer. Up here we've got the clutch lever, information button right here for that LCD I was talking about, flash to pass, high-low beams, blinkers, and then the horn. Nifty little horn. On the right side we've got the kill switch, run switch, start switch, and the hazard lights, plus the brake and the gas. Hey, look at this. I am definitely up here at the wrong time. Good grief, in this town we call that a traffic jam. Let's head out to the highway. Catch up with y'all in a bit. Wahoo! Junction, Interstate 80, Highway 6, the mighty town of Adair, business district. Let's go check it out. 59 degrees. Check it out. All kinds of neat stuff on this old brick street. Fuego Mexican restaurant. That used to be Zip's Pizza on the corner. Very good pizza place. Now it is Fuego. I'll have to come back here and try that. Looks good. I think Fuego means fire. Beautiful old buildings. I'm going to show you all a big old tractor. For those of you not from Iowa. Look at the size of that thing. It's just humongous. And that is a small one. Holy moly, look at that monster. Amazing. Just a gigantic machine. That thing costs hundreds of dollars an hour to operate. This wonderful road that we're on, cutting through this beautiful Iowa hill country, it's called White Pole Road. See these poles? They have white paint on the bottom. Back in the old days, they would paint the poles. You'd follow the White Pole Road, or the Blue Pole Road, or the Red Pole Road. That would take you to your destination. Now our destination at this particular moment in time is this little historic location right here. This is the site of the first train robbery in the West. Let's take a quick look at this sign here. So, site of the first train robbery in the West committed by the notorious Jesse James and his gang of outlaws. July 21st, 1873. Something really interesting about this thing here. It disappeared one day. They came over and it was just gone, the whole thing. And years and years and years went by, and there was a house fire in Ohio, and they found it in the basement of the house. Amazing, right? Okay, to the motorcycle. How's it doing? Well, it's very comfortable. 60 some odd miles. Nice, comfortable, wide seat. Excellent wind protection. This thing here, this is an add-on. Royal Enfield windscreen. Works very well. Keeps the pressure off my chest. Yet my helmet's in the open air, so no buffeting at all, really. I wear a HJCI 90 right over yonder. Something I didn't mention earlier is this bike was fitted with a DNA filter and a high volume intake, and that's supposed to let it breathe better. So I did that, and they also added this pipe. And I will say that I do believe it does breathe better. It makes a little more noise, but I thought it did better on the, I had it on the interstate. I did about 6 miles of interstate, and it did just fine, really. I was going 70, maybe a little more, no problems at all. So about the handling of the bike, pushing it out of the garage. We started this trip, I was in the garage. I had to weave it out through some cars. It's very easy going. It weighs 421 pounds, it's about 191 kilograms, but all that weight is so low. It must have all its weight in the crankshaft because it just pushes out so easy. Slow speed handling, like in a parking lot or heading out of your driveway or just getting down the road. Very, very good. The wheelbase is short. It's a 55.1 inch wheelbase. I think that's about 1400 millimeters. It's got a good amount of rake. It just does that really well. I had no trouble. I have no trouble with that at all. Getting it on the 2-lane blacktop, kind of like this, I think it's made for that. I think that's one of the places where this bike excels. I've got several friends that have these. Some of them that ride with their wives, so they'll go 2 up on this. Big truck, big truck. Speaking of big trucks, going down the interstate, I had no trouble at all. We've got a little bit of wind today, and the thing did just fine. I got passed by a few trucks. I passed a few trucks, actually, too. I would not use this for an interstate bike. If I had to go, 30, 40, 50 miles or more on the interstate, I don't think I'd use this particular bike. I would find an alternate route. I did about 6 miles of interstate today. I had no trouble. I limit myself with my 350 to about 10 miles. I feel that's plenty. And I try to do it when the wind's at my back. If I've got a headwind, the enemy of this bike is the headwind and the steep hill. Although this one with the DNA filter, high volume intake, and this pipe seems to do much better. Anyway, so it does pretty well in all scenarios, except really the interstate. I don't think it's made for the interstate, but I love it otherwise in all other places. And like I said, some friends of mine use this to do 2-up riding. Check it out, isn't that just a good looking motorcycle? Go nice and slow here. The saddlebags are an add-on. They got these chrome bars to hold them on. We'll use those tomorrow. We're going to go on a long ride tomorrow. I like the seat. I like the white stitching on the seat. Very comfortable seat, by the way. Very similar to the seat I have on my 350. I do like this, and I don't have this on mine, and I think I might just have to try to get that. This is metal on the back, and it's milled. Isn't that beautiful? Nice 3D looking thing. And of course the grab bars right here, very good. Cast metal also. Look at this emblem on the tank here. Nice 3D Royal Enfield. I love the way they've milled the fins. It's all blacked out, but they milled the fins here. Then they've got this chrome right here. And if you come over here to this side, so you've got the chrome, the milled fins, the pipe, all the way back, just gorgeous. Chrome shocks. Really a good looking motorcycle in my eye. I've got about 6,000 miles on my classic 350. It has the same kind of tires on it. My back tires, I probably got another 1,000 or 2,000 miles before it needs replaced. My front tire is just fine. Really nifty. Oh, and I was mentioning this earlier. Heel shifter. This comes stock with the bike. And then check out these little chrome add-ons right there. So what have I got planned? Well, by the end of today, we'll have a little over 100 miles on this particular motorcycle. Tomorrow, I've got about a 200-mile day planned. I'm going to try to leave a little earlier. We're going to try to go up to northwest Iowa, I think. Well, we'll go somewhere, but we'll get at least 200 miles on it. And we'll really get to test out the comfort. We'll use the bags to carry some stuff with us, extra coats, stuff like that, my other gloves. And we'll get to see how the bike rides and how the seat does and how the bars are over a longer period of time. It ought to be a lot of fun. Now, if you all are interested in a bike like this, a new or used Royal Enfield, Triumph, classic British bike of any type, need parts, accessories, doodads, thingamajigs, all manner of motorcycle goodies. Get yourself over to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. They lent us this beautiful motorcycle. Or go to baxtercycle.com. Make sure you tell them that Fuzzy Biker sent you. Life is good. Get out there and ride, my friends. Wahoo!